Right, here we go. The meeting's being recorded. So, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We just love this call on Monday mornings. It's a great way to start your week, to learn of things that are going on with everyone, healing processes, feeling better. And we are just so happy that everyone is sharing. And if you're new on here today, I know you're going to take a lot in that, but if you have anything that you can share with us, we'd love to hear from you. Don't be shy, because that's how we learn. So to be able to share, look at the bottom of the screen if you're on your computer and there's a reactions button. Just click on that and you'll see raise your hand. When you raise your hand, please leave it up until we're done with this call, with us speaking together, because it puts you on the screen so I can see and call you all. And then just to let you know, our call for the first 15 minutes, we like to dedicate it to the X39. It's our macho granddaddy patch. And please, if you will, then for 15 minutes, talk about all your results with X39. And then if you'll keep those shares to about 30 seconds, maybe to a minute, so that all our people on here can come in and give us shares of everything that they're getting wondrous results with. But while you're there, we need to be compliant. What that means is don't name the diseases. You can make all kind of descriptions, symptoms, explain it, we'll get it. And then if you don't mind, tell us how long you've been on the patch, what your results are, or questions. That'd be great. Just follow along with that. So that just let you know that we don't say that we're claiming to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any disease. So as we begin today, great, I already have hands up. So let's start off with Megan. Welcome, Megan, unmute.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is actually a story about me. I have been using the X39 patch. I think this is going on our 4th month now. And due to some food issues, like I would always have itchy ears. Like so very bad itchy ears. And I really noticed that like I don't have my itchy ears anymore. And that makes me so happy, because it's like, they say normal isn't noticeable, but like I'm so happy to not have to itch my ears all the time.
That has to be wonderful, let me tell you. Thank you for sharing, Megan. Up next, we have Sarah. Please unmute.
Hello, everyone. I noticed that one of my brand partners had not ordered this month, so I called her to see what was happening. And she said, well, I'm really thinking about whether I should continue. I don't think I've had any results. So I said, well, I'm curious. Why did you start using X39? She's been taking it for, she's been using it for 3 months. So she said, well, I had a sleep issue and I had menstrual flushes, post-menstrual hot flushes, and I had lack of energy. And as she was talking, she suddenly said, you know what? All those symptoms have disappeared. So she went back on it.
And yes, exactly. Just like Megan just said, when you get to be normal, it's not noticeable anymore. So kudos to you, Sarah, for calling her up and asking her. That's wonderful. Everybody, let's listen to what she just said about when you're noticing people not using them. Call them up, give them a little shout, just ask them some questions. So that was wonderful. Okay, Jennifer.
If I could, Jerry, before Jennifer comes on,
yeah.
I just want to reinforce the value of the health tracker.
No.
Because this is the way we're wired, by our creator. When the bad stuff goes away, we forget. We forget how we had sleep issues. We had tennis elbow. We couldn't raise our arm over our shoulder. Whatever your issues were,
right.
Good job, Sarah. That's so wonderful. What a wonderful story, Oh my gosh, all those things did go away. So,
yeah.
The health tracker is designed specifically with that in mind.
Yeah, and that's wonderful. Thanks for reminding us again, Gregory. Okay, Jennifer, you're up next.
Yes, I usually give testimony about my mom because I see what happens in her. But I got to thinking what happened to me in the beginning, and I could not walk in nature. I love to walk in the woods. I just love to go on walks. And I couldn't even walk 10 feet to where I was in pain. So a good 2 weeks into the X39, I was walking and of course didn't even notice it. And then a month into it, instead of taking the elevator up 4 flights in my work, I was walking the stairs up and down instead of using the elevator because it wasn't working right. But I didn't realize that I could do it with ease and without pain. And that's just something that was brought to my mind last night. And I'm 4 months on the X39, and there's no way you could convince me to ever go off of it.
And that is, yes, exactly. Please listen to what Jennifer just said, everyone. You know, people ask, how long should we stay on it? Okay. Well, I brush my teeth a lot. I'm probably more than anybody, but I want to keep my teeth forever. So I brush them. So I want to keep my body young. I want my liver to get younger, the heart, you know, everything like that. So I'm going to be on the patches forever too. Thank you, Jennifer, for sharing. So I don't see any more hands. So I have, oh, great. Okay. Come on in, John.
Yeah, I just wanted to add on to that as far as believing in the patch. X39 for one. I've been using it now for almost, about a year. And I'll just use, the other game of life that I'm involved with, as you guys have all heard many times, golf. And I do my stretching exercises every morning. And I know that I stretch out as far as my body can take me. And it's amazing that, I can take it as far as I can. I get a little sore, and then the soreness just disappears. It just disappears. And then the next day I can feel that I have made progress as far as how far I've stretched. And it's amazing. And it's a mindset. It's a belief that every day gets better. Every day gets better. So that's all I can say is it's an amazing patch that I will, yes, wear it for life.
Yes. We want to continue to get better, right, John?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. Lynette, you're up next. Please unmute.
Hi, everybody. I just have a quick story to share. I feel it's important enough to hear. I may have shared it 6 weeks ago, but it's still a great story. I had this lady call me and she said, do you remember you spoke with me? I've been on the patches for 3 months now. I called you because I had bone on my knee. And I said, oh yeah, how are you doing with your knee? And she said, oh, well, my knee's not doing that well, really. And I said, oh. And then she said, but I forgot to tell you something when we were talking about my knee. I said, what's that? She goes, I had some trouble with my kidney. And I went, uh-oh. And she goes, however, since the 90 days I've been wearing the patch, the X39 patch, she said, I was on a list that my doctor put me on to start. I don't know if I can say that word that starts with a D that you do with kidneys.
You can just say, the procedure that's done.
I don't know if I can say the word dialysis. That's what I'm trying to say. And anyway, so she was on that list. She was supposed to start it soon. And she went in to have her blood done again, or whatever it is that they do to analyze. And she was told, this is remarkable. We've never seen anyone reverse. And we're looking at this like, what have you been doing? And so she was able to tell, she was told by her doctor that she's no longer on the list. It's not needed. Mm-hmm. And so I then had to explain to her how the patches work in mysterious but wonderful ways, and that perhaps keep wearing that patch so that eventually it'll start helping the knee more. And anyway, she was crying. She just was so happy. But anyway, I think that's important to share it because it's an awesome story.
It's a very important story to share, Lynette. And I'd like all of you to realize that we might have something that's really, really hurting, but that patch goes in and it knows where your body needs it the most. I mean, it's going to go there first. You might not know that your heart is having problems or your kidneys are having problems, but when it goes into the thing, the body will always heal itself and it goes to where it's needed. Thank you so much, Lynette.
Very welcome.
John, please unmute.
Okay, so I'm in my car, and if it's excessive noise, tell me, and I'll save it for another day.
It sounds good. We can't hear any background, John.
All right. So I was just I'm driving home. I did a big expo at in Biloxi, Mississippi, and I had just an amazing experience, a rebirth in belief, a deepening belief. But the two stories I have is a lady that was a vendor. I went down and I was interested in what she had, and she said, "Oh, my knee, I can't bend my knee." She asked her husband to bend down and get it, and I go, "What's wrong with your knee?" And she says, "I just can't bend it. It's so sore." And so I said, "Look, I got something for you. I'll go get it and bring it back to you." So I ran down to my booth, got an X39. I didn't have my little pouch with me. Put it on her. She goes, I just briefly explained what it was, and she put it on, and I left. Well, someone else was standing there, and she says, "I can't believe this, but I think my knee is better." And this girl was standing there with her husband, who ended up at my booth, who had excruciating pain, and came down to my booth, and I got her out of pain within minutes. And the last story I'll have, and she was in tears. Both of them ended up in tears. I never have had so many hugs from people because they were out of pain. The last story was last night. We closed at 4 o'clock. At 4:50, these people that I had patched on Friday drove an hour and 45 minutes back from Louisiana to get a thing of patches. And I had just sold it to the lady with her knee, and I was out. And their look on their face was priceless. But I had my computer and my phone in a hotspot, and they're all signed up. Both of them are on X49, and they are X39, and they are just shocked at what happened. And that happened all weekend.
Wow. Wonderful story, John. And that's, just do what John did. Just put a patch on the people. Let the patch do the work. Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Congratulations. It sounded like you had a good showing there. Okay, Linda, please unmute. You're next.
Hi there, I'm Linda from Kansas. And we were at a show this weekend at a Patriots conference, and we had a lady walk up to us who had left-sided weakness. And she's in her 50s, so way too young for any of this. And we did a little muscle test with her. And when we didn't have the patch on her, you could just move her anywhere because of her left-sided weakness. When we had her just hold the patch in her hands and redo this, we could not move her at all. And she just burst into tears.
Wow.
And it was an immediate, her reaction was she just hugged me. She came back 4 hours after we had patched her and says, "It's the first time I can use my hand." So we had a great response.
Wow. Way to go, Linda. Remarkable. Okay.
Linda, I just want to come in and thank you, Linda, for bringing up muscle testing. And we don't really talk about that. And not everybody feels comfortable doing it. Not everybody's skilled at doing it. But if you are, it's pretty undisputable evidence of the efficacy and the immediate efficacy of these patches for people. So I just remember, because many products are sold via muscle testing, it stabilizes your energy field, and all of a sudden you can't be pushed over, and before you were a pushover, so thanks for bringing that up, Linda. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Is the muscle testing for everyone, Gregory? Can you tell them a little bit about it? Is it extensive?
Well, some muscle testing, it's called kinesiology. It's a science. It's used by many medical practitioners, not too many MDs, but a lot of NDs, DCs, and acupuncturists use applied kinesiology muscle testing. And you can also just do it for stability. You can hold it by your heart, and all of a sudden you're like a telephone pole, and you take it away, and you're like a leaf blowing in the wind. So, experiment with it. It's very fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Next up, I think, is Heidi, but it says Kuzia. Am I correct? Please unmute.
Heidi Miller or someone else, Jerry?
Heidi, it's you, but your screen says Kuzia.
Oh, I just got this new phone and I just downloaded Zoom. So I apologize for being late and I apologize for all the activity behind me. So I wanted to share a story because it's been probably close to a year since I thought that this particular meeting was only for personal shares and not for our clients. And so now I'm just starting to slowly get used to sharing something that my very first client in Key West shared. And I'm thinking about her today because it's so cold. I'm on the Utah, Idaho, Wyoming border, and I literally pulled over to watch this meeting. And I was thinking, wow. So I remember she told me that the day after she wore her patch, she called me and she was crying. And I'm like, why are you crying? What's wrong? What's wrong? She's like, Heidi, it has been 6 years since my automobile accident and I've never slept without waking up without pain. She goes, what's in that patch? And I said, nothing. It just reflected your light. And she goes, I want some. And how fast can I get them? And I'm like, well, I'll give you my website, but it'd probably be more important to figure out exactly what other things are going on with you. But she literally ordered that day. And she got her patches like 5 days later, and she's just like, I got to share this with everyone. Everyone's got to know if they have pain, they got to wear this. And so what was so funny about wearing it is I literally had a ball cap on, and I was meeting her at a yard sale, and she saw this little white thing on my forehead, and she's like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, I forgot to take it off. And so anyway, that's how the whole story got started with my Key West friend.
Thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful story, Heidi. And safe travels, safe travels. Anyways, we're past the 15-minute mark. So as we keep going, you can share whatever it is on any patches. So next, Helen and Tim, whoever is on, please unmute, and you're next.
Hi, it's Tim. And that timing was perfect because I heard David talk about using carnosine and X39 on somebody's pain, and I have foot pain, and it's some part of my foot is kind of getting curvy when it shouldn't be. Anyway, that condition, and for the first time in quite a while, it really had a positive effect by putting carnosine right on the spot of the pain and then X39 under that spot. And it really helped a lot.
Explain it again. You didn't stack them. You put one on top and one on the bottom of the foot. Is that what you mean?
Correct. That's what I mean.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're out of pain. Wonderful. So, okay. Next, Anne, please unmute.
Yeah, thank you. I have a friend of mine. Her name is Francine, and she would like to say something.
Yes,
Sure,
I had a terrible fall, and I was diagnosed with something torn in my knee and something torn in my right ankle. And I haven't had surgery or anything like that. And my girlfriend's telling me about these patches, and I'm wondering about inflammation too, because currently they have me on medication for inflammation. But who needs medication? I mean, as far as pills and more pills. So I was curious about these patches and the diagnosis with my torn knee and torn ankle. What would you suggest?
Well, I know what I would suggest, but are there any doctors on the call that would like to speak to that? Nobody? Gregory, would you like to take it before me?
No, take it. Go for it, Jerry.
Oh, okay. Well, with the pain, you always want X39 on, and inflammation is on, and a lot of times when you stack them, and depending how serious your pain is, wearing more than one X39 is a good thing. I know people that sometimes even wear 3 when it's so bad, and it does help. There are specific spots, and I'm sure the person you're with right now, Anne, you can tell her where the acupuncture points are, but also right on the pain too is good. So yes, please wear them, depending on where it is. And I would start with those 2 and then go from there. But if it's anything with bones also, I would also include X49 if you've the bones might be having a problem. I did. I fractured my pelvis in 2 places and my bone grew back rather quickly. So I'm a fan.
I don't think I have anything broken bones. I think it's all soft tissue.
Tissue, you can use the carnosine also to help that. That's a good one.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I had an injury on my knee. 2 chiropractors told me I needed to have, one said I needed stem cells, and one said that I needed to go have surgery because the MRI showed that it was bone on bone. I started using the patches, the Ice Wave left and right, and at night the Aeon on my kneecap and the X39. And in a month's time, I went back and I did a squat. He said, "There's no way you could have done that. What did you do? Have surgery?" And I said, "No, I use these stem cells. Can I talk to you about them?" He said, "No, because it's a network marketing."
And that's what they, yep. And I've had many of them. As long as it's network marketing, they don't want to hear about it. So,
right.
So
But
yes.
I did not have surgery. I could squat like a young little chickie here.
So, and I understand that because I
and I'm 75 years old today.
Young,
so.
young. Happy birthday.
They always want to do knee replacements too.
Yeah.
Well,
and
I avoided knee replacement with my X39 and Ice Wave.
Yep. And I can attest to those too. And the carnosine might help too. And so, or Francine, I know you're with Ann. So
that's okay.
So this is not just dealing with the pain, it also deals with repairs.
Yes, definitely. The Eon, the carnosine, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for joining in. Carol Lynn, come on in.
I love this call. Good morning, everyone. Gregory, thank you for mentioning indisputable evidence. I was with my 67-year-old brother and sister-in-law that came to visit me, and we shared a condo near the Canadian border last week, and we were playing cards, and he had this horrible ouchiness from the way he was stretching his arm just below his neck, so I offered to patch him with Eon. And it was better in 30 minutes. And I explained that Eon can really help with snoring. And my sister-in-law was brilliant enough to record him as he went to sleep, snoring like a freight train. And then she recorded him again. And 30 minutes later, he was sleeping quiet as a baby.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's move on. Anne Marie, you're up.
Good morning, everyone. This is a story about a tooth and an infection in my gum. I've been scheduled for a couple months to have a tooth extracted. It's hard to get into dentists in Vermont, and this one actually required an oral surgeon. So November 20th is the big day. Well, we were traveling for 2 weeks out Pacific Northwest, Montana, visiting our son, grandkids, his wife, Robin and Gregory, one of my brand partners. And lo and behold, this tooth, the gum started swelling and getting red about 3 days before we were supposed to come home. So Robin gave me some of her silver to spray on it, and I did all my homeopathics, but it just was out of control. So hard time sleeping. I reached for my patches pretty quickly. I look like a chipmunk storing for the whole winter. It's like a golf ball in my jaw or my cheek. And I put an Eon. I put a glutathione, sort of overlapped them a little bit like the Olympic circles. And then I did, of course, an Ice Wave, a tan. And where was I going to put the white? I didn't want to put it way over here. I put it right underneath my jaw. So at least I was going through a little bit of bone. And that enabled me to sleep for two successive nights until I could get to the emergency room in Idaho, where my dentist said, "You've got to go to the emergency room, have them figure out which antibiotic you can manage because I'm allergic to most of them." And she wanted me to do clindamycin. It was questionable. And anyway, the doctor at the ER said, we can do that. You'll be okay. I'll watch you. You take your first dose here. But those patches got me through 2 nights, 2 days. And I had to take them off for 12 hours. I didn't want to, but I took some of my natural herbs to kill the pain and help reduce the swelling. But thank goodness for those patches.
No, thank you so much. I hope you're feeling much better.
Much better. I'm not swollen anymore.
Thank you. Joey, please unmute. You're up next.
Okay, can you hear me?
Can hear you, Joey. Go ahead.
Okay, I was just wanting to share my story with those. I enjoyed everybody's stories, by the way. I have MS, and I was diagnosed in 2007. I stopped the medication when I was taking it. I stopped it, and then it just progressed and got worse. And the neurologist, he took me out. So I've tried so many things. And LifeWave, the LifeWave X39 patch is the only thing that showed me and gave me some relief. And I thank God for LifeWave. And I encourage anybody else that has multiple
Joey, we don't name any diseases. You can explain what it is you have, but we have to stay compliant.
Okay, I understand. And but X39 is the way to go for me. So I like it. I love
Great.
it.
I'm
Thank
glad
you.
it gave you the relief. Thank you, and I hope you keep getting better.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Jacqueline, please unmute. You're up next.
Hello. Okay, you hear me. Hi. Hello,
Hi.
everybody. I'm really doing a testimonial. This one's for myself. I had a quick onset of really bad scratchy throat. Okay, with and my lips were having some trouble and pain. And so that night, I took the ice waves, put it on the sides of my throat by the tonsil area, and then took an X39 and put it right under the soft spot of my chin, under my chin. And I woke up and it was like 90% gone.
Wow.
It was like unbelievable. I mean, they always seem amazing. I've been using products for 3 years now, and just these places that I place them, it's just to reinforce the safety of them, but also the efficacy of them. And I just wanted to share that with somebody. And then the second one was from PC, but the woman that was on just before, it was the same situation with the pain with the tooth, and they used the same patches and same thing. It was gone, 100% gone. So pain-free. Yeah, it was great.
Wow.
So just to share that, to let everybody know that 3 years of doing this, you can get creative.
And it is a cumulative effect of the patches. So please stick with them. And everybody listening to the tooth stories, remember those patches.
Yep. And and absolutely. And the X39, and I've been using that for a long time, and they're on during the day. So it's great.
Okay. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you so much. Okay. Next we have the McCarthys up. Please unmute.
And let me just jump in and say, we're right at the bottom of the hour, so we have 4 more people. Well, don't anybody else raise their hand, but we'll take the last 4. But just be short if you can. Thank you. Go ahead, McCarthy's.
Hello, good morning. This is Richard McCarthy. Appreciate you giving me the opportunity to speak today. One thing that I wanted to mention was that before I started using the X39 patches, I had a lot of trouble sleeping. My sleep was disrupted. It was actually a very frustrating experience. I would toss and turn for a couple hours, wake up every 45 minutes to an hour. Even if I came home really tired, really exhausted, I'd fall asleep for maybe 90 minutes and then I'd be up again. And I wouldn't really nod off a good solid sleep until like 3:30 in the morning. It's very frustrating. We wake up in a few hours and you have to start your day again. So since I've been using the X39 patches, been able to sleep very, very well. If I do get up, It's only for a few minutes, and then as soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm out again. And occasionally I also use the silent night patches as well. So one of the things that has really, really improved my lifestyle was just being able to get a good night's sleep. And a lot of people seem to tell me that they have similar issues with sleep at night. They just toss and turn, or they have insomnia and they just can't get to bed. And I'm not even a coffee drinker. I gave up coffee because I thought that was probably one of my contributing issues to my sleep disruption. And that really didn't help me a lot. So switching to the patches, and in addition to, fixing me, it gives me a good night's sleep. So every day I wake up with a smile on my face. That's a good way to get started.
Great.
Yeah,
Thanks
I
for
can
sharing.
concur that. I can concur. I'm his wife.
Okay.
Because he really had bad sleep problem, because every time he get up is affecting me. It wake me up, and he usually have a twitch, like his leg would twitch every 23 seconds. So sometimes I would in my sleep, I couldn't go to sleep because he next to him he would every 23 seconds he would start twitching, and I would wake me up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's ruining our relationship because
Okay.
I'd go to sleep on the couch.
He would, yeah. But lately he just sleep like a baby, and I sleep very well. I've been on the
Right.
pad, and it helped me with my pinched nerves.
Mhm.
And yesterday I have a cramp on my leg. I just put one of the old patch and put it on my foot, and the cramp just went away.
Yeah,
It was
great.
awesome.
Wonderful results. Thank you so much for sharing, both of you. Okay, up next, Michelle, please unmute.
This is about my neighbor. She just recently had surgery to remove some bone spurs in her foot. And when she got home, she was in quite a bit of pain. So we put X39 on. It helped her some with the pain. But when she went in to get it checked on the 5th day, the doctor was amazed. She told me so many times, he was so shocked. It was completely clean. And I guess that meant probably didn't do a lot of bleeding. I'm not sure. But he said it was so healed so well in 5 days. There was no swelling, no inflammation. He could not believe how well it had healed. And so he was able to put a cast on her foot. And she was so excited, she picked a purple cast. And I thought that was kind of cute.
Thank you so much for sharing, Michelle. And Linda, you're up.
I'll make this quick. I want to share my response when I get someone that says, is this network marketing? My response is only if you want it to be. Otherwise, it's direct sales.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Very
Thank
good.
you so
Very
much. I
good.
like that so much. Thank you, Linda. And you're going to take us out today, Allie. Please unmute.
I wanted to point something out. I've been a kinesiologist for 30 years, and it dawned on me that the patches know where to go. Sorry, sorry. The patches know where to go, and the kinesiology shows us where to go, but it's a shortcut. You just go right to the patches. You can trust them. So where I've been teaching people, go within, tune in. The patches are doing that for us. It's such a gift.
It is. Thank you. They are. They're such a gift to all of us. And I want to thank you all for sharing, and just, please keep on patching and keep on sharing. And Gregory, please
Yeah,
take us out.
I'd be happy to. Thank you so much. Great job, Jerry. And thank you, everyone. Isn't this a great way to start our day and start our week? We love the Monday morning miracle call, and we love the miracles of our patches. And I just want to, as you know, we're learning a little bit more about compliance now. And, there's a soft line between mentioning a disease and not. And I think in the future on these calls, we should probably start the call saying, our products are not designed or intended to heal, treat, or cure any disease. But they are designed to help your body work better. And every once in a while, if somebody mentions, a disease, it's not a cardinal sin. This is a very private call. And maybe the host would just come in, thanks very much, but I just want to remind everybody, our products are not designed to heal, treat, or cure.
Right.
They just work
Exactly.
really well,
Mhm.
So I just think it's okay every once in a while to mention a disease, because sometimes it's hard to explain, and if you did explain the symptoms, I might not know what you're talking about, So
Yeah.
I wanted to clarify that, because I'm working very closely with our corporate team partners, our compliance department, as we're evolving our storyline. And, we want to be a safe, compliant company, but we also there's a little bit of the First Amendment still intact here in America, and personal testimonials are part of that. Okay, they can't be used in promotion. They can't be put into print and used by other people, and that's kind of a gray area. But the fact I can tell you, I sprained my wrist, and Robin kept saying put the carnosine on, and I had a couple other patches on there. I put the carnosine on, and wow, it made a huge difference in one day. So I do want to mention we're starting our book club, and it's the, can we focus? Let me change my settings on my computer here. I got to shut off the blur my background because it's the 5. Is that coming backwards for everybody or just me?
Just you.
Okay, good. So this is the Power of 5 for network marketers. And this is we've started a book club. And tonight, we're going to begin with power number 1, growth. And I'm very excited because we have Jennifer Allen and Adele are going to be, doing the highlights for this chapter. Robin's going to be doing an overview of the book. And so I'm really excited to be starting the Power of 5 over the next 5 weeks. So with that being said, Robin, I think you're on. Did you have anything you wanted to add? I saw you coming in.
I am here. Hi, everybody.
Yes,
I
he
heard
is.
the last several. Yay. Yay. Yeah, we're really excited about this book club, and you don't need to own the book. You'll probably want to own the book. The link for it was in the newsletter last week. We'll put it in again this week. And yes, it's all about the soft side, which we've been talking about. And next week is a holiday week. So we'll be putting out, next week, we'll put out the special schedule because we won't have a Thursday morning because we'll all be eating turkey or whatever you like to eat on Thanksgiving. Some people eat other things, and just honoring the time of gratitude. We'll do a special call Wednesday night to support the week's focus, which is connecting. So we have a real treat for you, and we'll tell you more later. And we're excited about that. So have a great week, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night. And tomorrow night, we have Dr. Pam Lewin. You are in for a major treat. Woohoo! Dr. Pam is a gem, an absolute gem. So you're in for a treat tomorrow night on our Testimonial Tuesday. So bring some of these stories tomorrow night, please, because people need to hear them. That's what is the lifeblood of our business, and it really inspires people. And I'm so glad Gregory's getting better. Yes, patches work. Okay.
It was a sledding accident with my grandson. Okay. Good morning, everyone. And if you'd like to unmute and say farewell. So,
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
you.
Bye.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful.
Thanks, everybody. Great call.
Thank you.
Great. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
What's the age of your grandson, and if he survived the sledding too?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Great call. Thank you.
Thank you for the great call. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.